all I'm gonna say is that AEW, at a general, has had not a great year so far, right? Big time, not a good year. AEW has been a terrible product, and everybody can see it from all aspects. You can see it from the things they've done from the start of the year to the end of the year. Granted, there's been some good stuff in it for sure, but I won't say it's as bad as WWE 2018 and 19. But from the AEW that we love, we grow to love, it's not there anymore. So and it's really obvious because the fans are not fucking tuning in to watch their show. They're not tuning in. Your ratings are dropping. You're again not going against, big time against NXT anymore. NXT's kicking your ass like you used to kick NXT's ass. Now they're kicking your ass because you are no longer in that honeymoon period or whatever. What they were earlier on, but still. Even when Cody left, AEW was really good. And still, WWE at that time's product was trash. I don't understand what you guys don't get by that. It was not like compared to now what we're getting. It was god awful garbage trash. Like compared, you know. But I'm not gonna say why it was trash. But so what? What a swerve! What a swerve! Wow, pun intended along the show. But what a swerve, man! What a fucking swerve! Not Swerve Strickland. Swerve. That at the end of the year, Tony Khan said, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go out and I'll put up the best Dynamite. I'll put the best matches on Dynamite. I'll put up a Grand Slam kind of Dynamite. Like, even Grand Slam was fun, but it wasn't top tier. Phenomenal like this was. And oh boy, he did. God, guys, I can't tell you the one show that people are saying that they missed is Winter is Coming. It's like, and everybody's saying like this show was fun. Like this was actually a really good show, and I think I would not be too critical here. And I'll tell you the same thing. God, let's kick off what we're gonna talk about with AEW Dynamite. Winter is Coming. From the broadcast that started on TBS, obviously, as you know, from the T-Mobile Arena kicked off. AEW World Champions. The Trio World Champions, the Bastard Pack, the AEW World Champion John Moxley, the Switchblade Jay White, Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy. Oh, friggin' Orange Cassidy is killing it, in my opinion. And I like Tony Khan's booking with him right now. So they went at a match because Jay White and Orange Cassidy, and it was a pretty little fun looking match. But again, the story was at the end that Hangman Adam Page attacked Moxley because he wants the AEW World Championship, but he costed Orange Cassidy the match, and now those three are gonna butt heads, and then there's a point where I didn't understand why would Jay White do that, because I get why Jay White would do something like that, but still, why would Jay White do that? Why would he attack what was gonna say? Yeah. Why would he attack Orange Cassidy? Why would he attack Orange Cassidy? Why would he literally go on and attack Orange Cassidy after they were trying to fight after the blood freaking us on Bloodline for a second, after the Death Riders have been literally like trying to destroy everything, and they team up to take him down. I was like, okay, so Jay White switchblade Orange Cassidy, but then it proves that Jay White is, we know who Jay White is. We know what he did. We know what he did in New Japan. We know his history. We know he's a fucking backstabber. You know what he did to the Acclaimed, daddy ass, and all of that. So, yeah, so it was like, okay. So it's kind of like, can they coexist, but they can not really. But they really didn't play into that. And my God. And then after, when they started beating the shit out of each other, Jay White took freaking Orange Cassidy out, Hangman, and like or something, and like all of them were down, and then the freaking Death Riders came. They picked up the bones. They literally like it was like, oh, oh my god, they just cleaned the entree for us. We're gonna go there and pick up the leftovers. And they beat the shit out of those. They took on those leftovers like some hungry hyenas. They were literally, man. Like, it was like they were literally hyenas in a way. They were literally kind of a Mufasa reference, maybe, but no. They went out there and they took them out. God, it was like quite story told well. I was like, okay. And then at that stage is like John Wick's like, you want to shake and now you don't want to make me the okay, you want a shot? I'll give you my shot. And he said, he's kind of dumb for him to say this, but he says four-way Hangman, Jay White, Orange Cassidy, and me, World's End. I'm like, okay, that match is gonna slap for sure. Probably good storytelling as well. Moving on from that. But again, good good kick up right from a match. They tipped off from a match. This is what AEW is the alternative. In WWE, we get promos, we get segments, baby. In AEW, we get wrestling, and that's cool. And I'm gonna just mention something here. If you guys were not gonna listen here, that AEW is not like I don't think it's dead or something. Okay, I know what's going on. I know what the crowd's looking like. I know what are the arenas not packed anymore. I know what all of that, but it's still alive, and I think fans should just like, and I have a retrospective of AEW video coming up at the end of the year, so tune in for that. On Spades, we're gonna put it on for sure. All right. So moving on, John Moxley just announces that, and then freaking Christian Cage. Okay, I didn't mention this. Christian Cage was watching that damn match, and then we hear the commentary. Not even like they're just move on from whatever John Moxley has said about the four-way thing. That this is a four-way. We're having a four-way or something, and then you have John Moxley literally going out there and saying, like, oh fuck it, whatever. And so, yeah, so the commentary just starts going with it, and Christian just out of nowhere, and that shit was actually god. That was a great segment. I loved it. Hook was literally waiting for Christian or something. Christian's gonna cut this promo, but it's like he's literally trying to bury Moxley. Like he's gonna say he's just talking about his. Well, it's like I don't get it, but it's Christian. It's entertaining. It has to be entertaining. So, and he's the father of AEW. So what he says to John Moxley is like, I kind of expect it. Um, Christian just goes on to just say the worst. He mentions about his drugs issues, his rehab, and all of that. That he's gonna put him back into rehab or something. All of that, yeah. Like like we can easily make him out of the champion, and he can get out there. He said, "I'll send you freaking rock bottom back into rehab." And that's like, okay, are we giving him heat or not because it's a heel talking a heel promo? But again, it's Christian, so I will not be upset because Christian wants that world title. He wants the world title. I'm gonna be an idiot to think about this, but I think Adam Copeland is gonna cost him that maybe. I don't want that really. You know what? I want to see Christian as world champion. And I won't mind the Death Riders. I don't mind the Christian as world champion. Something I really want to see. And I think I've been clamoring for it for a while. All of the work he has done, it's time to give him the big prize, the world title. Um, so that all goes on here and there, and then we have the freaking Continental Classic, which is first of all the trios champion, Death Rider champion on the Claudio Castagnoli was already there, right? He was already like in the freaking thing with Mox, and then how they held beat the shit out of um Hangman's how was this Swerve, Hangman, Jay White, and Orange Cassidy. Yeah, so it was pretty much okay. This match right here, it was Assassin Ospreay versus Claudio Castagnoli. All I'm gonna say, oh god, they went out there. They went out there. I don't know what. I don't care what commentary he was saying. Really, you would call him a Fletcher, but it's a Botchamania, I think for sure. Promo Joe. Um, They went out there and they had a fucking phenomenal match. They went out there, they killed it. Probably in my opinion, the match of the night contender. Agreed. Like match of the month for sure. They went out there, they had a phenomenal match. I loved their match. It was so good. And and then Osprey just freaking stole. Like it was a banger of a match. Literally so good. And like Osprey, I think rolled him up and got the win. And it's like it's very cool and it's interesting what's going on with that. But like literally got the win like that, and I'm like, okay, wow. Like Will Ospreay literally got the pin like that, and it's like, okay, they want Claudia to literally be pinned straight up, like destroyed, pinned. They want Will Ospreay to like Will Ospreay got the win somehow, and Claudio's this dominant champion and this dominant guy who's gonna rule over the freaking Continental Classic. I love this match. It was phenomenal. Again, Renee Paquette with Ricochet backstage. I know what I'm gonna say about that match. No, it was a match, but measuring him. Ricochet is out there literally, and he's literally being cringe. All I'm gonna say, he's talking about that he can beat, he's gonna beat Brody King, and he's in the freaking, haha, like God. I was like, MVP, please, and everybody wants this really. I think Will Hobbs is the one that should be in the Hurt Syndicate. But MVP, please pick up Ricochet from the AEW system. Like pick him up and put him in the Aura system. Put him in the AEW Syndicate. Ricochet already wears suits. He has the vibe. I think he'll be a great heel. I would love to see Ricochet, taking the spot of you could say in a way, Cedric Alexander, who was in WWE. But you know what? For moving on from that, so I don't know what Cedric Alexander's thing is, if he's gonna join a freaking Hurt business or whatever, Hurt Syndicate. He's in WWE, I think so. I don't see him much what he's doing over there. I think she's in the speed thing right now, speed tournaments, whatever. MJF, literally called up out of nowhere with the limousine. Like after like I believe after I don't know how long he showed up on Dynamite. So, and then Renee Paquette interviewed Matt Cardona, which was quite fun actually. He talked about when he came out at Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor taping show to which I didn't really mention, but maybe if I didn't, then I'm mentioning here. Ring of Honor champ. I'm interested in Matt Cardona. I think he needs to beat him. If he doesn't, it's like, what are we doing here? Literally, what are we doing here? Literally, I won't say more about it, but yeah. I hope he beats him for that frigging. It's like, okay, I don't want to drag this. Alright, the match that I absolutely played, I was like, I'm not looking at it. And I didn't care about it one bit, but they kind of sold me to the story. I was all in on hating this match. I was like, I'm gonna shit on this match. I'm gonna shit on. I've been shitting on the feud because the feud everybody knows is the worst feud in AEW ever. MJF versus Adam Cole. Because nothing makes sense. We don't forget. We're not dumbass wrestling fans. We know what happened between them. Winner, you literally freaking for MJF's dynamite ring or something, and I'm like, okay, at least the freaking thing. Even it was for the freaking beats of the freaking beats that Punk was wearing and Drew McIntyre took from him, and like that made sense. This, on the other hand, they're announcing it for the freaking gimmick, the object. It's called gimmick in wrestling, so whatever. His gimmick is the dynamite ring, and that gimmick he's literally throwing out there and hitting people with. So if Adam Cole gets it, he's gonna get some superpowers or something. Like, oh, fuck me if you want to say it, really. So it's like, It's not cool. I didn't like it, but they sold me in, and they had a good match. I really wanted them to like bust each other open, but it would get that. But it was a good match, and Adam Cole, beat Kyle, and Kyle's still upset, and Kyle was like, and it's like it doesn't make sense, any of it. And then FTR announced the backstage hyping for Fight for Fallen, which is again a show from. I'm gonna put this on right here. What happened to Asheville, North Carolina? I think Adam Copeland is gonna return there as well. People are predicting it big time. FTR, they're gonna go for the trios championships, which is a cool thing. I want to see Adam Copeland in that scenario. I think it's been a while. Um, and yeah, that's but a cool thing to think about. The Death Riders and all of that. What's going on? Like, in Asheville, North Carolina, Fight for the Fallen. And again, Chris Jericho with another New York Minute, which is like, you guys might not like this one, but I enjoyed it. I think I'm liking these little segments he's doing. It might be cringe to people, but it's better than Hi Guys, TV Time with Chris Jericho, where he does the freaking highlight reel that he used to do at WWE, but at least that was much entertaining. These little vignettes he's doing, these segments, I don't know, whatever he's doing, these were good. I like these ones. All right, now Tony Schiavone spoke with Darby Allin earlier this year, the day of freaking Winter's Coming. And my problem with this is right there. I understand what Tony Schiavone is trying to say to Darby, and Darby literally starts. Darby thinks he's freaking Mick Foley. I get he's taking that vibe from, and Tony Khan, I think, produced it. He talked about this segment, really. He starts punching himself. Ric Flair used to do this. It says the violence doesn't bother me. It doesn't, like, it's like nobody does anything about it. That bothers me. And like literally he's talking about it, and he's literally beating the shit out of each other. He's like nothing fools you better than tell lies, John. And he literally starts, freaking punching his face and starts bleeding all over. It's like, Ric Flair used to do out of, Ric Flair did the shit like that. I would say more people did it. Ric Flair did it. Mick Foley did shit like that. It's sort of, I think they're taking a vibe from the older, but okay, I'm not buying into it. I get it. He's a tough son of a gun, but it doesn't work nowadays. We're not in the hardcore era. We're not in that era. We're not in the ECW era anymore at wrestling. Continental Classic Gold League match. Another one. So now this one is Ricochet versus Brody King, which was another underwhelming match, but it picked up, and I liked it at the end, and I'm kind of shocked. I wasn't sold into it. I was like, Ricochet beat Brody King? No, I nobody really is cheering Ricochet. It's like he needs to turn heel. Him as a babyface isn't working in AEW. And he can get any fucking opinion from Disco Inferno if he wants, but no. Because at least I would say he would give him a correct opinion about it, because hey, what he's doing right now is what he would be doing in WWE. Nothing. He might be winning. I don't care about that. I want to see what he. So it's quite a interesting thing right here. He beat him, and God, when Brody had chopped him, I was like, oh shit, that was fun. But other than that, it didn't make sense that he beat him, and he beat him, and I was like, okay. It might be a thing Ricochet needed to win this match, sure. But yeah, Brody King, like, he literally chopped it, would have destroyed it. So it kind of made me believe. They didn't do much, but they did enough. So I would say this match was good at best. It was a good match. Private Party. We're backstage, and friggin' Excalibur says, we're gonna talk to Leo Rush and friggin' Action Andretti, and then Lily Private Party's there, and Leo Rush and Action Andretti are not even there. And it's like, what are you saying? You told us that okay, so they're about to show up, and they show up, And then they start talking, they start arguing and shit. And it was going to challenge for the A World Championship. That AEW World Tag Team Championship division is terrible. WWE, at least on SmackDown, I would say, is doing a fantastic job. TNA, it's probably doing NXT, I think, is really doing it for sure. AEW's one is the worst. After the Bucks dropped the titles, I think like the freaking division has just fell apart. Which again was a great moment. They should have built up to great matches and more great stuff, but it didn't. It just goes on to that Tony Khan is on booking and they can write it in AEW really. And on time for the freaking last segment of the show would be Renee Paquette versus not versus, but a backstage interview with Anna Jay. And she's out there and she's saying that I can do this, and I'm gonna. And then Mercedes comes out of nowhere. She's like, okay, when I was 26, I was a 5-time world champion, and like she roasts her, and it's like, okay, it was like a good build up for AJ. You know, I can take her as seriously because they're not really done anything. She, in my opinion, is gonna be a freaking baby face out of nowhere. So she had to freaking give me the tits and ass for. Well, not their tits and ass, but still, each had same. You know what, her tits and my fat ass or something, wherever. Whatever that shit was, that's all I'm talking about. Hey, so, yeah, the Glamour Mariah May versus Mina Shirakawa. Again, a name that I can't pronounce. I'm trying to do it well enough. So this match was quite not what I thought it's gonna be. You know, there were strikes in the match. They were like pretty. There were two drop kicks. They did each other. The bounced Mina to the barricade. Mariah literally throws her, and literally freaking Thunder Rosa the crowd doing though. You know, the friggin' literally the signs, which I was like, okay, is she like a troll in this match? Or she's like literally she was doing those stupid. It was kind of goofy. It was kind of the goofy vibe from it, and it wasn't serious. We couldn't take it as seriously. It was laughing at rather. And then it was a really fun match. It wasn't something that I thought it's gonna be. I thought it's gonna be some New Japan Stardom banger, 6-7 star Meltzer match. No, it wasn't like that. But it was a fun match. It was a great ending, and the ending was perfect. And why this match ended with Dynamite is because after the match, Tony Storm comes up. People and literally like, who is this? Could it be? I guess this Kane? Like, I was like, that's kind of stupid. You know, it's Tony Storm. It can't be anybody else. Well, Mariah has hired somebody, blonde lady or some kind of, or does she have freaking Camille with her? Yeah, it was Tony Storm. And my God, like, what a pop for her. What a show. Dude, this show was actually good. I enjoyed it. It was quite good. There were some filler shit, which I didn't care about, but overall, this was literally probably one of the best AEW shows of the year. Really well booked. I just hope they book Collision well because Collision needs like some kind of like they need their own. That's why I want a freaking brand split. I want a brand split in AEW. Their roster is so bloated that we need a brand split, and that's my review for it. AEW Dynamite, one of the greatest Dynamites of 2024, top two at least. I don't know. It's just a hot take here, but it's what it is. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna end it off for the AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. And Spades out.